The CEO of BYD has launched an engine that has created a stir in the entire auto industry. Imagine a hybrid engine that runs not only on petrol and not just on battery, but combines the power of both and does such a wonder that other companies are also stunned. This is BYD's new fifth-generation DMI hybrid system, which is not just an upgrade of technology, but a revolution in the world of cars. The most surprising thing is that, with this system, once the battery is charged and the fuel tank is full, your car can run about 100 kilometers. Can this technology become the biggest threat to Tesla and other EV companies? And will people leave EV and return to hybrid in the coming years? After all, what technology has BYD installed in this new engine? And why can this new engine shake up the entire EV industry? So before moving ahead in the video, subscribe to the channel so that you can be the first to see such explosive videos. What is this 5th-gen DMI hybrid system? Imagine you have a car that can drink petrol as well as consume electricity, and uses both so smartly that you get great mileage, strong performance, and no tension of frequent charging or going to the petrol pump. This is the magic of BYD's new 5th-gen DMI hybrid system. Now, hearing the name, you must be thinking, what is this DMI? So understand in simple language, DM means dual mode, i.e. technology that runs in two ways, and I means it's intelligent system control, which itself decides when to use the petrol engine and when the electric motor. The old hybrid technology often had the problem that either the car consumed more petrol or the range was very less in electric mode. But 5th-gen DMI has almost eliminated this problem. A high-efficiency petrol engine has been installed in this system, which can drive the car on its own and also does the work of charging the battery. A powerful electric motor and a large battery pack are attached to it. When you are driving at low speeds, like in the city traffic or for short distances, this system runs the car only with the electric motor. That is, no noise, no smoke, and fuel savings. But as soon as you need more power, like overtaking on the highway or covering a long distance, this petrol engine turns on and provides power support and also charges the battery. In the old-fashioned hybrid system, the petrol engine often ran more, and the electric motor just gave light support. But in DMI, the game is the opposite. Here, the electric motor is the main driving force, and the petrol engine comes in a supporting role, which reduces fuel consumption a lot. The petrol engine used by BYD in this has a thermal efficiency of more than 46%, which is a record level in the auto industry, meaning the engine uses as much energy as possible from the petrol in driving the car. There is less waste. Another special thing is its smart power management system. Based on your driving pattern, road conditions, and battery level, it decides whether to drive in electric mode, hybrid mode, or just with the petrol engine. Due to this auto management, the car always runs in the most efficient mode, and you do not face any situation that may cause a drop in mileage. Another feature of this 5th-gen DMI system of BYD is the size of the battery and charging speed. The battery installed in it is so big that it gives a range of several hundred kilometers even in electric mode only, and gets charged quickly with fast charging support. Moreover, even if the battery runs out, you can continue the journey without stopping with the petrol engine. That is, the biggest problem of EV, range anxiety, is almost zero here. If you compare with old hybrids like Toyota Prius or Honda Accord Hybrid, then there the petrol engine remains more active, and the use of the electric motor is limited. But BYD's DMI system focuses on electric driving for longer periods of time, and turns on the petrol engine only when needed, thereby increasing mileage manifold. This is why vehicles with this system can run for about 2,100 kilometers on a single full tank and battery charge, which is almost unbelievable for any hybrid car today. So this 5th-gen DMI system is much smarter, more efficient, and more powerful than the old hybrid technology. It not only saves fuel, but also gives the fun of electric driving and the assurance of the range of a petrol engine. This is the reason why auto experts believe that if this technology is launched on a large scale, it can create a stir in both the EV and petrol industries. A tremendous range of 2,100 kilometers. How is it possible? Imagine a car that can take you 100 km non-stop after charging the battery and filling the tank once. It sounds like a science fiction film, but BYD's new 5th-gen DMI hybrid system has turned it into reality. Now the question is, how did this miracle happen? Its secret lies in three things: large battery capacity, optimized fuel tank size, and ultra-efficient engine design. First of all, let's talk about the battery. The battery in it is not just a backup power source, but is a part of the main driving force. This battery is so powerful that it can travel hundreds of kilometers in electric mode alone. In old hybrids, the battery was small and ran in electric mode for only a short distance, but here the role of the battery is big, and it supports fast charging. Meaning, when you charge it, you do not have to wait for long, and the battery is ready with full energy again. The second secret is the fuel tank. BYD has designed it in such a way that it supports the balance of both the battery and the petrol engine perfectly. The size of the tank is such that there is no shortage of petrol for traveling long distances, but not so big that the weight of the vehicle increases and the efficiency decreases. This is the wonder of engineering, covering more distance in less fuel. The third and biggest factor is the ultra-efficient engine design. The thermal efficiency of this petrol engine of BYD is more than 46%, which is at the top level in the automobile industry. Simply put, this engine uses more than half of the energy from petrol to run the vehicle. The rest is wasted very little. Apart from this engine is not only used for driving, but also for charging the battery, so that every drop of petrol is fully utilized. Now, not only the range, the power in this system is also amazing. It does not take much time to reach the speed of 0 to 100 km, and this performance level is so good that it can compete with many EVs. The starting pickup is very fast due to the electric motor, because like an EV, it also gets instant torque. This means that as soon as you press the accelerator, the car immediately moves forward with a jerk. The combination of torque and power output here is such that this car shows its color in both smooth driving in the city and high speed on the highway. You do not feel the lack of engine while overtaking, because both the electric motor and petrol engine together give an instant power boost. This is why the driving experience feels fun and confident. If you compare it to EVs, the biggest problem there is charging time and range. But with this hybrid system from BYD, you get the benefits of both worlds, the smoothness of an electric drive and the long-range assurance of a petrol engine. This combination is what sets it apart from other vehicles. This range of 2,100 kilometers is not just a number, but the result of smart design of an entire technology. The power of the battery, the balance of the fuel tank, and the efficiency of the engine. The perfect combination of these three makes BYD a game-changer. And when it comes to power and performance, this hybrid system also gives an open challenge to EVs, which can start a new race in the market. Why is it a threat to EVs? Nowadays, the whole world is moving towards EVs, i.e. electric vehicles, but BYD suddenly introduced a hybrid engine that made everyone think, when everyone is moving towards electric, why is BYD making a petrol-electric system? The answer to this is easy to understand, because even in the era of EVs, there are some big problems that have not been completely solved yet. And BYD has developed this fifth-gen DMI hybrid system by addressing these gaps. The first and the biggest problem is the charging time. The most common complaint after buying an EV is that it takes a lot of time to charge. Sometimes it takes 30–40 minutes even at a fast charging station, and if you charge with a normal charger, it can take hours. Now imagine, if you are traveling on the highway and the battery of the car runs out, then you will have to stop there and charge it, which wastes time. BYD's hybrid system directly eliminates this problem because if the battery runs out, you can move ahead comfortably with the petrol engine and can also charge the battery while driving. The second big problem is the charging infrastructure. The truth is that charging stations are not available everywhere, especially in small towns and villages. In many countries, the charging network is still in its initial stages, and driving an EV there can be risky. This tension is eliminated in the hybrid system because you can fill fuel at a petrol pump anywhere and move ahead, whether there is a charging station or not. The third problem is battery replacement. The battery is the most expensive part in EVs, and the battery capacity decreases over time. Replacing a new EV battery can go up to several lakh rupees, which is a huge expense for the common user. BYD's hybrid system is not completely dependent on the battery, meaning even if the battery life is a little less, you can still drive the car with a petrol engine. This also reduces the maintenance costs significantly and increases the life of the vehicle. Now the question arises that why did BYD feel the need to make such an advanced engine in the era of EVs? The reason for this is simple: market reality. Even though EVs are becoming increasingly popular, people in most parts of the world are still hesitant to buy EVs due to charging time and infrastructure problems. Hybrid engines are a middle path in a way, where you get smooth and eco-friendly driving like EV, but there is no tension of range and charging. This move of BYD is also strategic, because with this, they can target both types of customers: those who want to buy EV but are afraid of range, and those who want some more efficient technology apart from petrol. In such a situation, this new hybrid engine becomes a direct threat to the EV industry, because it covers their biggest weakness. In simple words, BYD's fifth-gen DMI hybrid system presents the dream of EVs in a more realistic and practical way, in which you get the features of electric, but not the drawbacks. And this is the reason why auto experts are saying, if this technology spreads rapidly, then the market share of many EV companies can be shaken. Impact on global market. Look, this fifth-gen DMI hybrid system of BYD is not just a new engine. It is a game-changing step for the entire global auto industry. Its real strength is not just in technology, but in the way it will impact different markets of the world. And this impact can be so big that in the coming 5 to 10 years, the way of buying a car, the strategy of companies, and even the policies of governments may change. First of all, let's talk about the Asian market. In countries like China, Japan, and India, the EV charging infrastructure is still not fully ready. Here, many people want to buy EV but are afraid of the tension of charging and the life of the battery. This hybrid system of BYD can become the best option for them because it has the fun of electric as well as the reliable range of petrol. In a country like India, where long distance and petrol pumps are available everywhere, but charging stations are limited, this technology can prove to be a direct game changer. Now let's move on to the European market. EVs are becoming increasingly popular in European countries, but the falling battery performance and increased charging time in winter is a big problem there. Apart from this, in many countries, people still rely on petrol or diesel for long road trips. This hybrid from BYD can attract those customers who want to buy EV but do not want to be completely dependent on electric. Talking about America, companies like Tesla, Ford, and GM are engaged in the EV race there. But America's infrastructure still does not provide charging facilities everywhere, especially in small cities and villages. The market for hybrid vehicles has always been good there, and this system of BYD can become a headache for the companies there. If BYD launches it in cheap and practical vehicles, then it will be a big challenge for companies like Tesla on both range and charging fronts. This technology can be even more popular in markets like Middle East and Africa. Here, petrol is cheap, but charging infrastructure is almost negligible. In such a situation, a vehicle that can run 2,100 kilometers on a full tank and charge will be the best deal for the people there. Now, the impact will not be limited to customers only. It will also have a direct impact on the strategy of auto companies. Companies that are currently focusing completely on EV may have to change their planning. It is possible that many brands may start research on hybrid technology again so that they can compete with BYD. This will start a new kind of race in the market, EV versus advanced hybrid. It can also have an impact on oil prices. If this hybrid system becomes popular, fuel consumption will decrease, which will put pressure on global oil demand. At the same time, battery manufacturing companies will also be affected, because the need for completely EV batteries will be reduced a bit. Another big impact will be on government policies. Currently, many countries are providing subsidies to promote EVs, but if hybrid vehicles become more popular, governments may change their policies and start supporting hybrids as well, especially where it is difficult to build charging networks. Finally, it would not be wrong to say that BYD's 5th-gen DMI hybrid system can create a new category in the global market, where people will enjoy the features of EV as well as the freedom of petrol engines. This can change the direction of not only the EV industry, but the entire automobile world. And this is why auto experts around the world are considering this technology as the biggest market disruptor of the coming years. The master plan behind the technology, BYD's 5th-gen DMI hybrid system, did not suddenly come into being overnight. Years of hard work, research, and planning are hidden behind it. In fact, BYD has always been an expert in battery technology. They started as a battery manufacturing company, and this is where their real strength came from. While other auto companies were dependent on battery suppliers, BYD was designing and manufacturing its own batteries. This is why their battery quality, safety, and efficiency have always been one step ahead of other brands. BYD's investment in R&D is very heavy. The company has built R&D centers in China and many parts of the world, where the only work is how to increase the efficiency of batteries, motors, and engines. For this 5th-gen DMI hybrid system, BYD engineers tested different combinations for several years. What kind of petrol engine would be best in charging the battery? What kind of battery would give high performance for a long time? And what kind of power management system would make the driving experience smooth? In battery manufacturing, BYD created its own blade battery technology, which is safer and has more power density. The same battery is used in this hybrid system as well, which gives the car the power to run for long distances, even in electric mode. Along with this, they also completely redesigned the petrol engine so that it gives more efficiency even at low RPM and consumes less fuel. Now let's talk about the benefits for the customer. The biggest advantage is its long range. The power to run about 2,100 kilometers once the battery is charged and the tank is full is a dream for any driver. This means that you will not have to stop at the charging station or petrol pump again and again, especially on long journeys. The second big advantage is low fuel cost, because this vehicle runs on electric motor most of the time. Petrol is used very less. For short distances in the city, It works almost like an EV, which reduces petrol expenses significantly. The third advantage is low maintenance. Vehicles with full petrol engine require more maintenance because there is more load on the engine parts. But in this hybrid system, the engine is not always active, which reduces its wear and tear and reduces service cost. The fourth, and perhaps the biggest advantage, is that the tension of charging stations is over. The biggest worry for EV drivers is where to get charging and what will happen if the battery runs out. But in this hybrid system, even if the battery runs out, you can move ahead with the petrol engine, and the battery will get charged while driving. So this master plan of BYD is not just a technology. It is a solution to the problems of millions of customers who wanted to buy an EV but were stopped due to fear of range, charging, and maintenance. With this technology, BYD has given a product that gives both the features of EV and the freedom of petrol engine. And this is the reason why it can prove to be a game-changer in the car market in the coming years. Tension of other auto companies. Look, this 5th-gen DMI hybrid system of BYD is not just a new engine. It has become a direct headache for other auto companies. The reason is clear. It has filled the gap between EV and hybrid market in such a smart way that other companies are suddenly finding themselves in trouble. First of all, let's talk about Tesla. Tesla is a completely EV brand. Their business model and brand image is based only on electric vehicles. But the biggest weakness of EVs is range and charging time. This hybrid system of BYD directly covers both these weaknesses. You will get the fun of electric driving and also the assurance of long distance of petrol engine. If a customer gets a car that is as smooth as an EV but doesn't worry about range, he will definitely look at BYD before buying a Tesla. This is a direct risk of losing market share for Tesla. Now, let's come to Toyota. Toyota is one of the world's largest hybrid car makers, and their vehicles like Prius have been popular in the market for years. But Toyota's hybrid systems run on an old design, where the petrol engine is more active and the electric motor has a limited role. BYD's DMI system is many steps ahead of this. Here, the electric motor is the main driving force, and the petrol engine is in a supporting role, which gives more mileage and efficiency. If a customer can get more range, more electric drive, and less fuel cost, then Toyota's hybrid technology will start to look old. Talking about Honda, their strong hybrid technology is also very good, but Honda has not yet introduced any hybrid system with such a long range. Honda is also focused on both EVs and hybrids, but BYD's 2,100 km range and ultra-efficient engine could put them behind the direct competition. Other brands like Ford, Hyundai, Kia, etc. are also investing in EVs and hybrids. But the problem here is the same. Either EVs have charging and range issues, or hybrids do not have the technology as advanced. By combining the best of both worlds, BYD has suddenly set a standard that will not be easy for other companies to match. The biggest tension is that BYD is self-reliant in both battery manufacturing and hybrid tech. Other companies have to rely on suppliers for batteries, which increases their costs and slows down development speed. BYD can bring its products to market quickly and cheaply, which will maintain its edge in both price and features. This move of BYD is a headache for other companies because it is giving customers a practical solution that eliminates both the weaknesses of EVs and the limitations of traditional hybrids. And if this technology reaches the global market on a large scale, then Tesla, Toyota, Honda, and other auto giants may have to completely change their strategy. Game plan for the coming years. BYD's 5th-gen DMI hybrid system is just a beginning, but the company's game plan for the coming years is quite big and far-reaching. Currently, BYD is starting to use this technology in some of its popular series such as Chin, Song, Han, and Tang models, so that it can first strengthen its hold in the Chinese market. But BYD's vision is not limited to the local market only. The company has made it clear that its plan is to take this technology to the international level. The first targets will be other Asian countries, like India, Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia, where the EV infrastructure is not fully ready yet, but people are interested in both electric and hybrid. Here, the 2,100 kilometer range and low fuel cost of this system can prove to be a direct hit. After this, BYD will look at Europe and Australia, where EVs are popular but limitations of battery performance and charging network still exist. BYD's entry plan in America will be a bit strategic, because giants like Tesla and Ford are already present there. But if BYD launches its hybrid models here at a competitive price, then they can become popular quickly due to long range and low charging dependency. Especially in those areas where there are less charging stations, this technology can become the first choice of the customer. Now the question is, will this technology really destroy the EV industry? The answer is a bit in balance. The growth of the EV industry is still fast, but the truth is that a complete electric transition will take many more years. People are still grappling with the tension of range, charging time, and battery replacement. This hybrid system of BYD is a middle path for those who want to buy an EV but are afraid of being completely dependent on electric. Market trends show that the demand for hybrid vehicles may increase in the coming 5 to 7 years, especially in places where the charging network is still developing. Customer preference is also gradually leaning towards practical options, meaning people will not buy an EV just to be green, but they will want a vehicle that is reliable in every situation. BYD's 5th-gen DMI meets this need. Given the pace of technology, other companies will either have to upgrade their hybrid systems or make such a big leap in EV technology that range and charging issues are eliminated. If they are unable to do so, brands like BYD can capture market share in the hybrid segment and slow down the growth of the EV industry. BYD's game plan for the coming years is clear. First, increase volumes in the local market, then gradually expand in Asia and Europe, and finally enter big markets like the US and the Middle East. If this strategy works well, and other companies are unable to respond in time, then this technology can prove to be a true disruption point for the EV industry. If you also think that this new hybrid system of BYD will change the game of the auto industry in the coming years, then subscribe to the channel to get more such explosive updates first, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you do not miss the next big news.